I never could love myself or accept myself. I never had any self-worth. I never had self-confidence. But I will continue to just allow myself to flow, to be Luke Mindpower, to be the person I was born to be. I trusted that I had to deviate some way. I had to go on a journey of self-discovery. I took action and I grew and I kept getting out of my comfort zone. One of the keys of your success in your life is having self-confidence. And I truly believe the Holy Spirit is working through me to wake you up. How about I put all this together and want to become the best versions of themselves and want to live their dreams? And sometimes you give so much that you overload people, whether it's friendships or relationships. What happens is you lose them. If you have a fear of them leaving you, they will leave you. It's crazy. I have been living in this fear for so many years that it's about time. This is the Luke Mindpower podcast. If you're tuning in on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, welcome to another opportunity for us to spend some quality time together so you can grow, heal, transform your life, and get inspired and stay motivated, most importantly, because there's always so much going on around the world. And it's more really like what's happening in your world. So before I go deep into this podcast episode, I just want to invite you to learn a little bit more about kind of what I do, because a lot of the times there's so many people that are listening, whether you're on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or wherever you're watching right now. Maybe you're on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. Doesn't matter where, but a lot of the times I do go live. And I mean, I know this because we have so many people that get on calls with my team and we ask the question and we say like, do you listen to Luke's podcast? And they're like, oh yeah, we do. And then we're like, where do you listen to his podcast? And they're like, oh, I listen to it on Instagram. Or, oh, I just listen to it on Facebook, right? So a lot of you guys actually don't know what I do. And the thing is that for many, many years, I also stayed away from the word life coach, And I actually saw someone on Instagram they said, I'm not a life coach. I'm just someone who has been through a lot in life. I overcame it. And now I just basically help other people to overcome the same situations and what I've been through, So it's kind of the same thing, I've been through my own insecurities for years, my own level of self-consciousness about my physical appearance and how much I hated the way that I looked. So I struggled with body dysmorphia and judging myself for many, many years. I never could love myself or accept myself. I never had any self-worth. I never had self-confidence. I never had self-love. So I lived in a lot of fear and doubt, and that led me to comparing myself to other people and to not living my dreams, but living my fears. And it's funny because I'm working with an amazing company right now, and they asked me a question. They said, what do you help people to achieve? And I said, well, I help them to live their dreams, not their fears. And I was like, it's spot on, because that's what I was doing for years. I was basically living my fears. And the crazy thing about it is that because you live in your fear, that is exactly what you attract. So, for example, if you feel like you're not worthy, if you don't believe that you deserve happiness, success, a healthy relationship, if you are afraid of losing someone, for example, because of your own insecurities, that's exactly what you project into the reality of your life, which is then what makes other people react and respond a specific way, because you can clearly identify that this person is insecure. This person, right, is afraid, right? So, and when you're afraid, you act from that place of insecurity. And sometimes you give so much that you overload people, whether it's friendships or relationships, with so much of your energy that they can't handle it and they are not able to receive it. And then what happens is you lose them. And I know this because there were relationships that I was going into that I had a fear of the losing of that person. And so because of my own insecurities, I would be just love bombing them like so much. It's so much that they were not able to receive it, not able to appreciate it, And where was that coming from? Well, that was coming from me. It was coming from my fear, of them running away, of them leaving me, So if you have a fear of them leaving you, they will leave you. It's crazy, you know? So I went through all this shit in relationships for years, man. And it wasn't until 2018 that I said, you know what? I have been living in this fear for so many years that it's about time that I just came back home to myself, you know? And so that basically started my journey of, building confidence in myself and working on becoming an extraordinary communicator and becoming a motivational speaker. And then that just transpired into going, well, how am I going to make money? How am I going to monetize my business of being a life coach or being a motivational speaker or being someone that helps people or inspires people to live their dreams? And now that's what I do, So if you're wondering, what does Luke Mind Power do? He just dances around the world, I know that dancing guy, I know him. He just posts content and dancing. No, dancing is my passion. I love making content like that. Like I made a video today and I went outside on the freaking balcony. I put the tripod out there with the ring light, even though I didn't need the ring light, but that's where the tripod that's got actually my fiance brought my tripods back. So now I can grab them again from New York. But yeah, I got out there. I got my speaker. I connected the Bluetooth, and it has to be done with the speaker because when I do the videos, I want to listen to the sound, man. I want to connect with the energy of the music. You know what I mean? I don't just have the sound on my phone and I'm like, it's when your baby leaves you all alone, and I can hardly hear it. It's like, nah, bro, I want a loud pumping shit so I can actually dance and feel the energy, because as you guys are able to witness, when you watch my reels and you watch my TikTok videos and my Instagram videos and whatever I post when I'm dancing, man, you can feel that I'm vibing. I'm not dancing around just going, oh, yeah, just going to make another video so that everyone's like, all motivated and positive and shit, Like I'm passionate. Like I came back into my studio here and I had the video done and I sat here and I wrote the captions for the video and I was excited to post it, And this is, again, this is not actually what I do in terms of being a motivational speaker, creating events and speaking on stage. In terms of what I do, my dancing is a way for me to express to you not to give up. It's a way for me to connect with you, connect with your soul. The one thing that many people say, oh my God, your energy. Oh my God, your energy. Oh my God, I love your energy. And the truth is, ladies and gentlemen, is that doesn't come from not doing the work. Everyone wants confidence. Everyone wants to be a better version of themselves. Everyone wants to heal. Again, I'm not going to talk for people who don't want that, but a lot of us do want to overcome our challenges. We want to overcome our insecurities. We want to become a better version of ourselves. We want to be successful. We want to grow. We want to thrive. We want to prosper. But guess what? This dancing that I do doesn't necessarily come from a place of insecurity where I'm just like, oh my God, I don't want people to see me, but I'm going to post another video on social media, but I'm scared, but I'm doubting myself, but I'm overthinking all the time, but I'm just going to do it because I want to get out of my comfort zone. Ladies and gentlemen, I do it because I love it. I'm passionate about it. I love music. I love dance and love shuffling. And everyone who says, you always dance the same, good. I don't give a shit. I love it, and whether you like it or you don't like it doesn't matter, right? And that's where self-confidence comes in, ladies and gentlemen, because many of us, we will do something once, twice, 10 times, 20 times, and as soon as someone gives us some bad feedback or they say, oh, that's stupid what you're doing, or you shouldn't be doing that, or one of our family members judges us for what we're doing, and all of a sudden you stop yourself because you don't have the confidence in yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Confidence. So what do I do? One of the keys of your success in your life is having self-confidence. So both my coaching programs help you to achieve self-confidence. One of them is a speaking program, and one of them is a 20-week program where you have 3 live coaching calls on Zoom with me and my team and the rest of our community of people who are taking action and investing in themselves. One of the things that you build is self-confidence. Because if you want to live your dreams, you got to be able to block out all the bullshit that's going to come your way. When you step up and you say, oh my goodness, yes to me. Yes, I'm good enough. Yes, I can live my dreams. Yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'm not going to let my past control me. Yes, I'm not defined by my past. Yes, I'm not my trauma. Yes, I'm not what my parents want me to be. Yes, I may have made some mistakes, but I'm going to become a better version of myself. You want to connect with this kind of energy? You got to get in the room. You got to say yes. You got to say I'm ready. You got to say I'm had enough of this past controlling me and shit. You got to be up to yourself and say, when is the time? When is it going to be the right time? It's never going to be the right time. You got to say yes. That's what I'm here. It's funny. I was talking to one of my clients today, Beck from Queensland, from Cairns, and I said to her, I've found a really amazing relationship with Jesus, with God, and my faith is such an important part of my life now. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to have an amazing fiance. I'm so grateful to have the life that I'm living and to be so blessed and abundant and resourceful and intellectual, and to know what I'm doing, to building my own business and empire and all these platforms and helping so many people around the world, And I was talking about, my faith to her, and I said, she said, I've noticed your energy change. I've noticed how you're a little bit more peaceful, you're a little bit more calm and stuff like that. And I said, yeah, you know what? I am, I have become more peaceful. I have my energy has changed a little bit, and I can see that, how I express myself and stuff like that, but I still curse, And I was actually reading something in a book called Jesus Calling. Liz Weaver, one of my clients, she gave it to me at my last event. I think it's called Jesus Calling or something. And in the book, it talked about, be careful of the words that you speak, the power of your word, But the thing is, because I know a lot of people will be like, if you curse, that's not from God. That's not good, right? And basically in the book, as this person is writing, it's talking about, be careful how you speak. But it said, make sure that you're not negative. Make sure you're not negative. Stay away from negativity, So, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen, but when you're listening to the Luke Mind Power podcast, and I truly believe the Holy Spirit is working through me, is working through me to wake you up, is working through me in a different type of way, in a different type of flow, in a different type of expression, to be able to trigger your soul, to be able to trigger you in a way that helps you to wake up. Maybe it's not something that you're able to comprehend or to receive straight away, but it might shake something in you. And the way that I express it is sometimes I do use curse words, but in no way, shape, or form do those curse words be released with any sort of negativity. It's all absolute love. Love for me, love for you to grow, for you to heal, for you to wake up, for you to be the best that you can be, for you to get out of your dysfunction, get out of your bullshit, get out of where you shouldn't be anymore. And sometimes that requires some sort of energetic emphasis on a little bit of a cursing nature. And that's how I say it, And if I'm so called as to not have to use those words in a sense, or that energy in the future, let God's will be done. But I will continue to just allow myself to flow, to be Luke Mind Power, to be the person I was born to be who I am. And I know that my mum, if she was listening, she would have some sort of opinion, of course. And I love her for that. For the first time, ladies and gentlemen, I prayed with my mum. I was driving to see my brother-in-law and to pick up my fiance, and I rang my mum, and I've actually been praying every night, and before I go to bed, and I'm like, I should call my mum so I can pray with her. Every night, it's like, I should call my mum so I can pray with her. Maybe she's awake. But this time it was the perfect timing. And I called my mum, and if you guys know me, then you know that I spoke a lot about my mum. She's been one of my greatest triggers, my biggest challenges, and one of my biggest reasons for growing, for becoming who I am, because I was triggered so many times, by the lack of her support that I felt anyway, by some of the ways that she raised me, by her beliefs, and by her like deep faith, she was pushing Catholicism onto me and Christianity and what she believed in when I was young, through my constantly every conversation was Jesus, about God, about this, go to church, I was drowning in it, and I think it's just beautiful because I had to go on my own journey to reconnect with that power. Not on her journey, on my journey, So my ego is not there going, oh, no, you can't be close to Jesus or God now because then your mum's going to see that, oh, her prayers have been answered. No, her prayers have been answered. She's been praying for me my whole life. Praying for me to meet the love of my life, to attract a beautiful woman into my life so I could spend the rest of my life with her. She's been praying for me to come back to God. She's been praying for my health. She's been praying for her son, to be peaceful, happy, to live his best life, But there's no ego, It had to happen for me. I had to live the life according to my plan, according to my beliefs, according to my journey. I trusted that. I had to deviate some way. I had to go on a journey of self-discovery and find Luke. And that's why I love this journey right now, because it's even more powerful with God. It's like I said this probably in a few other podcast episodes recently, like I had to find me, whatever your higher power is, man, But don't forget to find you. You could say, well, I've found God, but have you found yourself? Maybe you don't even believe in God. That's okay. What about the universe? What about your higher power, whatever that is? Right? And so on my way, I said, hey, you know what? I'll let everything go. And there's this new Luke. And, now that I'm in a relationship, there's a new Luke I'm finding. I'm still having to release. I'm still having to let go old beliefs, old versions, old ways of thinking, for me to be this new, refined, renewed Luke in a healthy relationship. What the f***'s a healthy relationship? I don't know. I've never been in one. Absolutely crazy shit, man. And I remember the first 3 months of my relationship with my fiance, and I was like, I know that you're a gift from God. Like, I know. There is no way in this world that I would be able to attract someone like this into my life. Not that I don't believe, but just what I was experiencing and what we were going through, and the joy, the elation, the beauty, the passion, the happiness. Like, I was just like, man, this is a dream. This is the biggest blessing of my life. But guess what? I also had to hustle for it. I had to work for it. I had to show up for it. I had to take action, man. I had to grow. God ain't going to just give you what you want straight away. He's going to go, okay, you want what you want? Well, there's some work you need to do. So I took action, and I grew, and I kept getting out of my comfort zone. I kept growing and stretching and stretching and stretching, so that I could evolve into the man that I was meant to be at that frequency, to be able to attract my fiance into my life, So, yeah, I was on a call with my mum, and I was driving to the city, and I thought to myself, Mum, hey, do you want to pray the rosary with me? And at first I was like, let's just do 1 decade, which is, for anyone who doesn't know, I mean, these are my rosary beads. I bought them in Chicago, and I got them blessed by the priest at the end of the mass. And I was just like, do you want to just do 1 decade, which is just 10 prayers? And then as the time went on, she went to the next decade, and we did the whole rosary. For the first time in my life, I prayed with my mum for 45 minutes while I was driving. And after we finished, I knew, because this has never happened before, And she said to me, wow. She said, this is an extraordinary day. This is an extraordinary moment. And she's like, that we just did this together. After all the triggers, after all the conversations we had, after all the me trying to convince my mum that what I'm doing is helping people, and that the way that I'm going is the right way. And she was always not agreeing with me. And there was so many moments where I was triggered by my mother. And I felt like she didn't get me, and she wasn't ever going to be able to appreciate my journey and what I do. And, these are the moments, these are the memories, these are the moments in my life that, I was cherished now for the rest of my life, because again, it's not forced, it's not, she's not like, oh, you need to do this, you need to believe in this, I came to it on my own without, someone like stabbing me going, you have to go to church, you have to pray, you hurry up. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I know, again, in the Bible, it's always talking about like, go and spread the good news, go and talk and convince. Like, it's not about convincing, I'm just sharing with you my life journey and what I'm going through and what I'm experiencing, and I truly believe everybody has their own calling. Everybody has their own path. Everybody, you have to go on your own journey for yourself and to discover your own truth, and through your life, it's up to you to connect with that which really like resonates with your soul, So now, with what I do in terms of my coaching programs, just so you know, we have at least 1 or 2 live events every single year, right? I don't just have the Luke Mind Power podcast. I don't just have social media platforms where I post dancing. I'm actually, if you want to call it that, a coach. I do one-on-one mentorships with clients that want to spend quality one-on-one time with me. And they want to message me through WhatsApp, and we have one coaching call every single week, and we stay very, very closely connected on WhatsApp. And then I have a huge community where people go through a 20-week program of really going and doing a deep dive. It's called the Superpower Mastermind. And it's a deep dive of researching yourself, healing your trauma, building self-confidence, building self-love, overcoming your insecurities, self-doubt, overthinking, and really like stepping into, it's basically a transformational program, a life transformational program where you really unlock your greatness. You step into the version of yourself that you were born to be. But we don't do this on our own. We do it in an amazing community where we get to connect. And I've actually got a coaching call coming up in 23 minutes. So I've got to finish up. But I just wanted to come on and share. And then we have the speaking program, which is called Speak and Transform, which is basically to help you to build confidence and become an extraordinary communicator. And I only learned to become the version of myself who I am and grow confidence and speak the way I speak because I did a speaking program, 2018. That changed my life, So I'm very grateful that you're here with me. I'm very grateful that I get to do what I do. And this is the thing, guys. Don't compare yourself to me. And don't discount your greatness. Don't discount that you can't create a program, a course, something that is valuable that other people would like to learn. I learned this in 2020 from Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi when they launched KBB, Knowledge Broker Blueprint. And I signed up, I paid $5,000, and I learned from them about the knowledge industry, about you refining and like kind of getting down to like your niche of like, what do you know? What are you good at? What could you teach other people? And that's exactly what I did. I narrowed down on like, how could I help people? What have I done myself? What have I overcome? What kind of journey have I gone through? And how did I change my life? Wow. How about I put all this together? And then now I have coaching programs and I can actually give it to people who want to invest in themselves and want to become the best versions of themselves and want to live their dreams. And now all you need to do is step by step, go through it and do it yourself. That's a freaking incredible, man. So it's a blessing to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really, really inspired about 2025. I'm heading to Dubai in a couple of days' time. I'm pumped for that because I haven't been back in Dubai for a few months, and I'm super excited to reconnect with all the amazing people in Dubai that I've met and that I'm friends with. And I'm just getting warmed up for 2025 because, man, you just felt some Luke Mind Power energy on this podcast. And if you're watching right now, make sure you share this with your friends. If you're on Instagram or Facebook, wherever you are, make sure you share this energy so more people can get inspired because I'm on a mission to be the change that we really want to see in the world. Don't focus on the shit that's going on outside. Focus on you, okay? Because you are the world, okay? The person who's going to change the world is you. That's how much impact and influence that we have on the people around us. Become a better version of yourself and you'll change the people around you because they'll be inspired by your action and who you become. And if you want to learn more about what it would look like to work with us or you just want to inquire, please don't hesitate. Get in touch with us. Go onto my Instagram or Facebook Messenger. Send me a message and just go, Luke, I just watched your podcast. I want to learn more. How do I get in touch with your team? Jump on a call with us so that we can share with you more about how we could possibly help you and if you're a good fit for our programs. Guess what? I'll see you on the next episode, and it's only going to get better and better and better from here. I'm sending you so much love. Catch you soon, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Never give up on your freaking dreams. Love you guys. I'm going to sign out. See you soon.